Well, hi there.
Hello, and welcome to Locutors of Trekle Trunk.
Indeed. We are your locutors. I'm Dave.
And I am the Celestial Prophet, Davin Skelhorn.
That's right.
Yes.
Celestial Prophet. I like that.
They call me that.
Appropriate to the moment, even.
At the temple. Usually just there. But, I'm down with you calling me that if you want. It's fine. Or not. Up to you. Totally up to you.
I may not say it in the Vedic Assembly, but maybe around the house.
We are here. This is episode 3, but I also threw up something I called the Trekle Vault, which was just myself and my co-host of the X-Rated podcast, the X-Men review show, which we did 15 issues. We sat down and reviewed 15 issues of Malibu's DS9 comic from the 90s.
Right on.
Or was it the early 2000s? I think it was the 90s, like 98 or something. Anyway, yeah. So we're here to review today IDW's Star Trek #1.
All right. Let me pull
the
this
current year, 2022.
We'll do a little unbagging here.
Well, hold on. I actually have the cover of that one here. I can throw up one of the many covers, actually. I think the one I have. This one, right?
No,
I don't have that
cover.
One. Yeah.
We have a variant, Captain.
Here's cover Oh, right. That's right.
Variant cover.
Yes.
Lovely art with a foreboding bottom.
Indeed.
Said about many in the past. A foreboding bottom.
The return of the great captain from the Celestial Temple. Very exciting.
Indeed. So this is a brand new series.
And also, we will be reviewing Star Trek Stargazer.
Oh, yeah.
Issues 1 to 3, which is the complete story. Whereas this new Star Trek #1 is to kick off an ongoing series, which is very exciting. Which one should we tackle first here, you think?
Well, I got this one out of the bag, so why don't we do this first?
That's what everyone's here for, right? The return of Sisko. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah. All right.
So this one is written by, I have it here. It's written by Jackson Lansing.
And Colin
Kelly.
Yeah.
And art by Ramon Rosanas. Now, I was excited to hear that Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly were writing this ongoing series featuring my favorite character in all of literature, Benjamin Sisko, because they were the writers who wrote the comic we recently reviewed on the Trekle Trunk that we both loved very much, which was Star Trek Klingons.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so
right.
They wrote that. So
that's a great issue.
That is a great issue.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's see how great this issue is. Why don't you take us through it here?
So we open much as we closed the last series, or just before that, in shining white light. But as we can see here, there's a return, a certain kind of return, pictured almost as a rebirth.
A corporeal form.
That's right.
A corporeal forming, you might say.
Or as they say, the Sisko must descend into places of nothing and everything. Into the cities of gods and heretics. Sisko must go.
Well, they're not wrong.
Where no one has gone before.
Love it.
Nice.
Not to jump ahead and spoil everything, but I will say the first feeling this issue gave me when I finished reading it was it would have been a great movie. It's very cinematic.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that in there. Now, maybe my favorite individual page in the whole book is actually this one here. What We Left Behind.
Oh, yes. By Jake Sisko.
One page article by Jake Sisko talking about what's happened. And it gives us a timeline, a precise one, in the 3 years since his father disappeared.
Famed war reporter Jake Sisko.
Indeed. Who fears that, like his mother, he's just another thing the story is going to leave behind. Now, I like the title. It pulls back on the end of the series, pulls back on the recent DS9 documentary. A wonderful titling and really great characterized writing by Jake Sisko. I could hear Sirach Lofton's voice over this as I read it. Oh, hey there.
Cousin
Hello.
Dave's joining us.
How you doing? Have you read the issues?
I have not. I'm just here to listen.
Well,
He's just here to listen and commentate.
right on.
He's the point of view character for the listeners.
Wonderful. So yeah, we got this great page with a one-page article by Jake Sisko talking about his
What we left behind.
exactly his memories of Dad. We're 3 years out from the Dominion War, and we return in beautiful fashion. I really like this bit of art as a device to the window where we left Kira and Sisko on the promenade.
Yeah, I like that as well.
In the last episode of Deep Space Nine.
This was very, very finely crafted first issue.
Oh, these first few pages in particular, I really enjoyed. Now, the thing is, I liked particularly in that panel where we see it pulling back in onto them. It almost looks like that could be the moment we pulled out from the window. I liked the sense of the loop time and the moment into which we're stepping that it suggests kind of by implication. Yeah, I thought this stuff was very, very finely done. Sisko shows up on the promenade, and what we learn over on this page is that Jake can't get a story published. I have
that
not,
one here.
Not a 7th rejection. That was just this month. 32nd this year, 78th rejection of a story since his dad disappeared. So nobody is interested in Jake Sisko without the emissary around.
You think he could get published on Bajor? He's still the son of the emissary.
Maybe.
Maybe doesn't have not writing the content that appeals to the Bajor. There goes my cat there. Right. Tell him he's a good cat and a pretty cat.
It seems like you've got a thought there, Dave.
Well, I'm not sure how to feel about Jake's woes as a struggling writer. How invested I am in that story because he doesn't really need to worry about such things.
I'm human. I don't have any money.
Sure, but he does want his work to have effect and be recognized. I would argue. But yeah, it's a quickly forgotten B plot so far as I can tell in the stories. But we may see more of that, given that whole first sort of spread was devoted half to his writing. Tiny aliens wandering around in the background. It sounds
there are tiny aliens wandering around in my background here.
And so, in a moment of what can only be truly Siskoian, weird father-son dynamics, he says to Jake, after all that time, eons with them, I'm all alone again. He says, looking at his son. That's they're really they're playing the duality of this moment, and particularly about where they left off, his falling into the sort of trance of the prophets repeatedly. Really well. That dynamics continued very nicely here, I think.
Yeah. Sam asked an interesting question. Have I shown my daughter Star Trek yet? I have. We've watched Star Trek Prodigy together. And she's around when I watch DS9, so I know she's seen it. She knows this. She knows the intro. If I play the DS9 intro, she loves that.
Does she like Prodigy?
Yeah, I think she did. It's flashy and distracting.
Good taste.
But yeah,
You should maybe watch Star Wars. What happens if you like Star Wars more? Then you're like, oh,
I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Just gonna have to fall back on the old IDIC for that one, man.
I guess so. I guess so. It gets me through a lot, that old IDIC.
Yeah. So we get a lovely panel page here to follow up. I'm trying to get this angled right, and I'm doing it in mirror.
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Ineptitude.
Oh, I loved that where he's just like, I don't really understand time anymore. I think they did tests on me for hours, but was it hours? Was it minutes? I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then he's in a different moment. Then he's at the temple. Then he's at Quark's. Then he's finally in his quarters.
Just numb to it all, really.
Yeah, and again, like this sense of coming back into life or into the waking moment is really great. They're sort of waking from a dream, but I don't know if you guys have ever done a whole lot of meditation in your lives, or if it's ever been a practice you've taken up.
Not really.
But certainly years ago, when I had a much more developed practice, I remember a point when I was in residence at university, I think, and I was really, really deep. I had some like great incense going. I was sitting up, so I was like slightly uncomfortable that way. There was music going, so like it was all overloaded, and I could kind of drift real deep. Somebody came in through my door, and I opened my eyes very suddenly, and I remember not really having any fixed conceptualization of what was going on for a good couple of seconds. It's like I'd come up too quickly, and my mind had the bends for a second, and then all of a sudden, things started to come back into place, and I just very vividly remember pants. I'm wearing pants. And that was a real solid concept. And then after that, it all kind of came into place real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, this time's about 1 million is what Sisko's feeling.
Those are rare and wonderful moments, but for Sisko, maybe less enjoyable because it's
he's coming out of a really... How much time has passed since since 3 years? You're
3
saying?
years. Yeah.
So not bad. Like, they were hinting with things like The Visitor and stuff that he might be gone a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but like, okay, with this comic book, is this canonical? Is this just another story? How literally can we take this?
That's for us to decide here on the Trekle Trunk.
Certainly,
my theory
about that.
If you're asking for a theory, my theory is that if they can rope Avery Brooks back into a series, they'll use this as a lead-in because the series will take place. He'll be 30, 20 years, 25 years older than even this.
It'd be set somewhere in the current timeline.
So, exactly. But this will be some like filler as far as his time. Like if they don't want to do the exiting from the Celestial Temple on the show and just kind of skip over that, I think they'll.
Is this sanctioned by the Kurtzman regime?
All the Trek is, for example, the second story we're reviewing tonight is absolutely canon. They've said it takes place in between season 2 and 3 of Picard.
This comic book we're talking about right now?
No, the other one we're doing tonight, Stargazer.
The second one, okay. But this one,
like I say, I don't think even if they knew, they would want to say until they know for sure they can get Avery Brooks back for a series.
Yeah, there's no confirmation. I hear rumblings Avery Brooks is coming back, but I never hear anything concrete.
No, I mean it would be.
It's more. It feels almost more like fantasy football casting, as much as anything else. Not that I wouldn't love to see it happen.
I think everyone would like to see it happen. I don't think he wants to see it happen. It seems to be his divide.
I'm not sure what. Yeah, I don't know what it would hold for him. I think maybe even more than Patrick Stewart, it would have to be something he could like sink his teeth into in a big way.
He would have to love the story, and what I've heard is he won't come back without Sirach Lofton, but they're not necessarily interested in having him back.
Really?
That's I've heard, but these is rumors.
You got to do a Jake Sisko story. You do it. That's how.
You can't bring him back without Jake. It's just like in this story. The first thing he's gonna do is go give Jake a hug.
That's
what I would do.
But what about the other child with Cassidy?
That's coming up here. This covers everything. This issue, it's good stuff.
We find him in his quarters, or some set of quarters that has now been assigned to him. Jake comes in. They're coming to sit down, They do discuss that he's let Cassidy know what's going on, and that
She's off on a freight.
she's coming as fast as her Warp 5 freighter will bring her. So the Warp
Her
5
and
won't affect
Sarah.
everybody. Or it's just not that fast a ship. Yeah, her and Sarah.
Sarah Sisko.
Yeah. Which, of course, I think is...
Daughter?
They had a daughter and named it after his alien mother.
Yeah.
That's a difference from Star Trek Online or the other version.
Really? So what's in there?
Also, in like the 8th season that was pitched in the documentary "What We Left Behind," that's what it was called. It was also a son, Joseph Sisko, I think, named
Okay.
after his father.
As we know, Star Trek Online is definitely not canon because they do too much. It's just too much.
That's perhaps true, but it
takes up too much of the air.
It wasn't just Star Trek Online. It was
So
also...
in Star Trek Online, was it a son as well, or was it a different number or constitution of children?
It was, I believe, it was also a son. Yeah,
Okay.
Cassidy Yates.
Okay.
Right, but like Cisco still hasn't come back 30 years later in that storyline.
In Online. Okay. Right on.
Yeah.
So this is a very different treatment of the whole
One
thing.
point he comes out in Star Trek Online is in the wormhole, and he goes, "Hello, Kira. Hello, Kai Opaka," who at this point comes back from
What?
the NS planet.
Definitely not canon.
It's voiced
Although
by
she's good. She's not
Nana,
going to die.
and
so-
the one who voiced the one who played Kai Opaka. She was back for it too.
Oh, nice.
And
Well-
Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad. It was great, guys. It was
Oh,
really
man.
good. Yeah.
Jonathan Banks. I just
Yeah.
want to see him take Mike Ehrmantraut to the stars.
Exactly. Breaking
Yeah,
Bad and
amazing.
Better Call Saul Zone.
Yeah, can you just imagine that? Like arguing with Quark? No. Agreed upon fee or no deal. It'd be wonderful. Wonderful. Anyway, so first thing Sisko does, however, is say, I can't wait for them. I have to leave. And Sirach Lofton or Jake is left staring at a baseball.
He's on a mission. The prophets have sent him on a mission.
That's right.
He says he can meet his daughter afterwards.
One of the nice things I like about this episode is that, in a panel like this, you can kind of hear the string hit that would fade to black.
Oh, yeah.
They literally know where the ads would fall in one of these classic episodes, which I really love as like the interstitial space between the pages, right?
That's kind of what I meant about the finely crafted issue. This one feels like an episode or a movie.
Yeah.
What's Picard doing there?
So here we have.
Oh yeah, another great callback.
A callback to Emissary. We have.
I love this scene
Picard himself. He's the distrustful one this time.
But it's like that same scene, like the same shot.
Yeah.
Picard sitting there, Sisko coming in from the very first episode of DS9. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's called.
So Picard says, "I'll admit, I find it interesting that you'd come to see me."
Speaking on like the repetitiveness of time and stuff too, from the prophet's perspective and stuff, it's very, very smart.
Absolutely. So Ben needs a ship. That's his real point here.
And a crew.
He's a ship and a crew, and he thinks
minimal
Picard,
crew.
Give him one, and Picard says, "I can't just give you a ship. What are you talking about, crazy person?"
Sisko's like, "Come on." He's like, "I am but a mere flagship captain."
But in this lovely panel up here on this page here,
What's Data doing there?
Data's there
oh,
too. He's
just
still
a second.
first officer under Picard.
Sisko does point out that the whole reason for their mistrust is that he was taken by a mysterious alien race no one understands and had my body and mind forever changed. They stand on either side of the room for a moment, and then he says, "That's why you, of all people."
Because Picard's like, "I thought, you don't really like me. Why are you asking me?"
Yeah. Picard's immediate response is, "I know a quartermaster in Starfleet research. He's got just the ship. But I have one condition. You're going to have to take a first officer who is hoping you're not allergic to cats."
Yeah.
This must be spot number 6 at this point, I would suspect.
Probably. Poor Spot.
Right. So it's a
They're all
limit.
in stasis somewhere.
They're just in that quantum archive back at Starfleet.
Right.
Kate is working on feline immortality on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or he just likes them as like homages to Schrodinger's cat. Is the cat dead or alive?
Dead or alive. Yeah,
Not till I take it out of the box.
That was
Now,
the
is
senior
this
thesis.
one dead or alive? Now, what about this one?
Spot 6 is eating feline supplement.
But I really love that scene because, unlike they sort of make it up at the end of the first episode of DS9, but this really gave them really a connection, like they've done with Picard and 7 by having the Borg connection. These two have a sort of a connection now and something to relate upon as well.
You know what that means? We need B'Elanna Tours of Worf series. Klingon connection.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm down.
wait.
I love that idea, actually. Yeah, just wait. A lot of things in this issue.
Oh my god.
Also
No, this
written
is-
by Dave, since you joined us a little late there, the same pair who wrote that great Klingons issue that we reviewed recently.
So we're about.
they're
I'm
cool.
going to officially give you a spoiler. We're about 2 pages from where I begin to have some differences with this issue.
Okay, fair.
That's just my take. I think it's well drawn, well written, and as you say, well crafted. But I do end up having some issues I'll take.
Well, it'll be fun
So
to
here's
discuss.
an approach to a starship. Great moment for characters to get to know each other during a shuttle flight. I like that shuttle design also.
Mhm.
Looks pretty sleek.
I would say.
What about these uniforms? Let's talk about these uniforms.
Oh yeah. Let's take a
yeah,
close
the
look at these
uniforms.
uniforms here. Let's bring them up on screen.
What do you think there? A little extra black there, Dave, you know?
They're a little cute. They're a little too fancy with this this pattern here with this collar that
The
Yeah, it
stripedy
comes
stripe
across.
there.
the diagonal stripe that comes across and then around. I don't know. Like this
It's a
is
bit auspicious.
with the color patch shoulder on one side.
Where
Yeah,
are the epaulets?
You know the thing I don't like is look at the freaking pips.
The pips. I'm not a fan of these pips. No,
They're like
no.
bars.
bars.
These are
Yeah.
bars.
prefer
This is
pips
not.
over
This is not.
bars.
This is not practical. This is not
These
practical.
these will singularly raise the price of gold as a resource in the
Well,
galaxy.
it's useless right now, so you know. From useless to
I think they suit this illustration style more than they would be a good uniform style.
Yeah. Now,
you
however,
heard it here.
that panel
from the
being
master.
said, wait for this fella.
Look at that
The
ship.
Enterprise.
Gorgeous. No, this is
Oh.
the ship they're gonna get from
This
the
is the
quartermaster.
USS Theseus,
The
Theseus.
the one who goes searching after monsters, right?
Indeed,
What
indeed.
class?
Very nice reference.
This is.
Oh well, it's
now, just a moment. I
uh,
think we've got
the
that.
quartermaster will describe that, I believe.
NX1987. I wonder if that's
Might be a prototype actually.
NX19.
No, it's refit. It's an old
Yeah,
piece that's been refit.
But what year did no, the original Star Trek movie didn't come out in 87. No, but of course TNG
No.
aired
81.
first aired in 87.
Yep. It did.
So NX 1987 is the registry. Discovery class experimental
Oh, right.
cruiser, Blue complement 150 service record. I'm going to read this out because this is just awesome.
Hmm.
It says commissioned at Utopia Planitia shipyards in 2268.
Very old.
2271 embarks for the Zenkathi Coalition on first contact protocols. 127 crew members lost of
Zenkathi.
150. So, like, basically, the bridge crew and engineering survived, and that's what got them home.
Good guess.
22 that was 2271. 2273 heavily damaged during the V'ger crisis. I wonder if this wasn't a ship we see on screen somewhere in the original movie. 2277 reassigned
An
as
old- you're saying this is
experimental
an
technology
old
testing
class.
vessel. Oh, very
Yeah,
old.
old.
2317 retired to dry dock at Quaylor 2 Surplus Depot Z15. Quaylor 2 being along the Cardassian demilitarized zone.
Whaler 2. Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
they send ships to die.
That's right. 2370 recommissioned under Captain Montgomery Scott.
Yeah.
He's back.
Scotty.
Reconstruction begins utilizing methods and technology of Captain Scott's own design. 2377, reconstruction complete, ready for service. So it's got some nifty features. You can see there's a great little diagram of its features and specifications. Beautiful stuff. I love a picture of a starship more than I love most other kinds of pictures.
It's a small ship.
Yeah, very small. It would be probably the size
because
of
it's 100 years old. They were smaller back then.
Oh yeah, much.
Generally, yeah.
It would be much closer, I think, to a Constitution size or something like that by the looks of it.
But even small for that time.
Mm-hmm.
But this quartermaster, he knows those old ships like the back of his hand.
All right.
So, our first words from the ship are, engineering to Captain Sisko. Do you read me? Loud and clear engineering, or should I say Captain Montgomery Scott. The engineer of the ship? Good old Scotty.
Good old Scotty.
In a uniform.
There's a lot of characters in this they didn't tease.
The original packaging for this ship. Look at that great old engineer's uniform he's in. Woo. It's got some fancy looking engine.
Very fancy. The old school engine room.
So there's some nice moments of coming aboard, accepting command of the ship.
What year is this?
This would be 2376, I'm going to guess.
No, because it's got to be a little later than that because
Oh, no, it ends in 75, doesn't it?
Yeah, 75 or 76. So I think this would be 70. This is at least 79 or 80.
Yeah, this would be 79 or 80. You're right. Sorry about that.
So around the time of Lower Decks.
Yeah, so we have
crossover.
Captain on the bridge.
Yeah,
it's a lovely looking bridge. This is I like it as a bridge layout. Hard to move around those front consoles, though, I would think. Tactically, as a situation, you know. So, we have some character introductions. We have Ensign Sato, the Andorian. Lieutenant Paris.
Yes.
How's the baby? Morale, is it?
Yes.
We have a Lieutenant Tom Paris aboard. Maybe a few commemorative plates. We're not sure. Ensign Talir of Vulcan for science. And that looks like our bridge crew until, a mysterious figure comes aboard saying, I haven't said you can take command yet. None other than, for like the fourth new character reveal in this 5 pages,
Beverly Crusher.
Beverly Crusher. Somewhere below the sharks are grumbling.
Crusher's back.
Crusher's back. Paris is back, which is even more crazy.
Tom Paris. Okay, so this
Still
is an eclectic bunch they pulled together here.
Definitely. And Data. Yeah.
But Data
they got to do a fun moment down here between the Vulcan and the Andorian, criticizing the fact that ships are females.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this genderizing is weird, right?
It's illogical.
Is this before Nemesis?
Must be.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right.
Must be. Because Nemesis is after the Dominion War, though.
It is. It's also 2379, which would be the same year that this would be happening. But
we didn't see what ship Picard was on, did we? Was that the Enterprise E?
It was the Enterprise. We don't see the ship, though. But it does have the wall with all the other ships, and it looks like there's at least one Constitution class on there. So I'm guessing it's an Enterprise.
So yeah, definitely before Nemesis.
Yeah.
It would have to be because of Data alone. Yeah, good call.
Yeah,
on that.
It must be earlier that year at any rate. So we're months before Data's death.
One of Data's last missions.
On top of all this. Yeah. Now, Crusher's uniform, interesting to point out, is all white, pointing more toward the medical uniforms on something like Discovery.
Yeah, I like white medical uniforms. How do you like the white boots, Dave?
The white boots?
Well, I don't. Okay, in Star Trek Lower Decks, they wear white boots in the blue division. there has been some debate if it's meant specifically the medical division, but for all intents and purposes, the evidence suggests it's the entire science division wears white boots. And that's been, just something we've talked about on the Lower Decks podcast from time to time. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's a bit too much flair for some liking.
I look at those things and I'm like, this must be a commitment to staying laboratory clean, because what are you going to do? I grew up on an island with red dirt. White sneakers was like the death knell for your sneakers, because in 2 days you had bright pink sneakers on BEI.
The same goes for white uniforms. Isn't
Sure.
It? Right.
They do stain T-shirts with that mud.
And
that's true.
In like the Discovery in the Mirror universe, their uniforms were, instead of being all white, they were all red, because they would want blood all over them, because they're really evil doctor people.
Yeah, for sure.
In the Terran Empire.
But you also see there's surgical things like what Pulaski's wearing when she puts in Picard's new heart in season 2 of TNG.
For surgery they always put on the white.
The reds.
Yeah.
Red.
Yeah.
So, they head out to something called the Hephaestus Nebula, another wonderful Greek name, another word for the god Vulcan.
And was the only thing Sisko could immediately remember.
Only thing you can immediately remember.
They
head off at high warp. Now, it looks like Jake's aboard with him.
Oh, okay.
Or he's talking to some other crew member that dresses like Jake. But I'm not sure. Because also like here, there's this thing here. And either he's found some nice man to have a relationship with while he's
it's Jake.
Or that's
Jake would want to go with him, though. He hasn't seen him in 3 years.
I can only imagine. And I mean, he's currently unemployed. He can go anywhere.
It's true. He can't publish anything.
And his dad is a space
even on Bejor. Maybe he should try Cardassia.
So, they enter the Hephaestus Nebula, and they find.
Now that's the thing I wanted to see in a movie shot. It's just like
all
of the
crystalline entity.
All of them, like 1,000 of
crystalline entities.
Two?
Many entities.
No, like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, there's
1,000 of them.
Yeah, it's all of them. They think.
That's too many.
They all come to this one place.
Crusher estimates there are hundreds.
No, hundreds.
Hundreds are manageable if you got a data, right? Like,
well, a data does say, perhaps, Doctor. Nevertheless, it should be noted, I am experiencing fear. Deactivating emotion chip.
Sure.
So Tom
told us that fear means you're smart.
Tom says B'Elanna's going to be jealous. Sisko begins to attempt to devise a plan, and then, as per usual, prophets
contacted by the prophets
take over and immediately tell him that the Sisko has failed. You can't see that on the page because it's very dim, but for some reason they've decided he's failed. They pick up signs of a ship. There's definitely something out there.
Yeah, they're telling me he's too late or something. Yeah. But he pretty much went straight there. So who knows?
My chocolate.
Yeah. So they want to see what's out there. So the ship runs its, what is it? There's solar voltaic power relays to anti-cloak subroutines and full spectrum subquantic scan. They find some kind of a ship. The crystalline entities are pitching up their song. They're scared. The enemy's opening fire with a weapon signature.
Boom.
Disaster.
Somewhere in the galaxy, that one doctor is laughing.
What happened?
Shatters all the crystalline entities.
All of them.
They all died?
Yeah, this is
Like
ship pulled in. Up
that
and
was
destroyed
easy.
them all. Yeah.
We were all worried a second ago. There was so many.
Well,
I love it. So yeah, and so then they're shattered. The Andorian lieutenant says these are we've just witnessed a genocide.
Well, yeah, it's terrible. We can't condone this. We have to Launch an investigation, of course.
And so we come down to here, and he says, "Let's call them what they are. They're gods, and we just watched them die.
Genocide, godicide."
Wait, who did the prophets? Prophets did that?
We don't know. We don't know who did it. It's now become a whodunit, deadunit.
Yep. So that was that issue.
Yeah.
They did a little lead up to it in something else where they
with Gary 7 here.
With Gary
what,
7.
No, is it Gary 7? No. What's
it's not Gary 7.
Dang.
Oh crap. The guy who went all Uber powered in TOS. Help me out here, cousin Dave. This guy.
It's Gary Mitchell.
Gary Mitchell. Yes, Gary Mitchell is a god now too.
Gary. He's the Mitchell here.
And he sees that there's something out there killing gods. Yeah. So that brings us to the part of the show. Do we add it to the headcanon or not? Speak on your issues with the issue here, Dave Buxley.
I feel like this issue has been tainted by the algorithm of fan service to a very high degree.
Okay, explain.
They stuck Scotty, Data, Crusher, all on this ship.
I'm human. I don't have any money.
Oh, sorry about that. I was clicking something.
It's just
I'm human. I don't have any money.
No, don't do that.
Your subroutines are broken, sir. Broken.
Android's malfunctioning.
Also, the last two panels where they like do that sort of like Nietzsche, God is dead and we've killed him thing, or somebody's killed him, is I don't know. I just Nietzsche did it better. That's all I'm saying. It's a very popular trope in comic books and movies these days, and maybe I've just had too much of it at this point. But I'm interested to see where they take the story, because I'm interested to see more of, honestly, Sisko and Jake. That's what I want to see more of, to be honest. But that's my stuff. Right. Otherwise, I liked the art. I liked the, as you said, the sort of crafting of it.
So no headcanon for you?
Not for me, no.
Okay. So for me, I love the initial bit where he came back and found Jake and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved the thing with Picard. And I did like that Picard assigned him a first officer. So the whole Sisko Data thing, I was fine with that. I mean, Crusher, that's fine too. The only one that's kind of screamed was fan service to me was Scotty. But I kind of like that because I kind of wondered what happened to him after that TNG episode. And the fact that he went to this derelict ship and just started to refit it to his own quirky specifications, that works for me too.
If they just left that page where they give you the specs and mentioned Montgomery Scott there, I would have been thrilled at that reference. That would have been a beautiful little Easter egg.
So we'll see. I definitely hope that fan service tames down for the rest of the series. But now that they've introduced all the characters, I don't mind. I like Tom Paris being there. That worked. I like the characters they chose. If they were going to do fan service, it could have been more fan servicey, I think. Other than like Data, he's a big name. He's like the Spock. You got to throw Data or Spock into everything, right?
That's true.
Or at least Brent Spiner.
some
version of a Soong something. But I will admit, when I first heard of the series and read the synopsis, the fact that it was something going around killing all the gods and they sent Sisko to stop that made me less excited for the series. Now, so far, I'm liking the way they're handling that idea better than I thought it was going to be. Like, I didn't expect to see the crystalline entities.
That's an interesting first target, yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to throw it into the headcanon for now, and we'll see where it goes. It didn't offend my headcanon yet. And in fact, in some ways, it enhanced it. Because I do like all that. Really, the first half of the issue was gold, I thought.
Oh, it's very nice.
Do you want my take?
Yes, I do.
All right. This is no way is this canon. This is no way. This is head canon of any kind. This is terrible. You know why? Number one, the uniforms awful. It's not in any kind of a canon that I've seen. These pips made no sense. Like you can't take it seriously.
I'm
Like,
gonna laugh
and
when
then
those
you're throwing
uniforms show up
characters
on
together.
screen.
You're like, well, you got Tom Paris there. You're not even really say what year this is very well because you know what's going on with the Enterprise, where's Data, what's going on.
But here's the thing: Paris is available.
You know,
like he's not assigned to any ship. Probably he's available for a thing.
You get a Sisko Picard situation here. You don't throw Worf into the mix. Of course, you need Worf or O'Brien because they're the common link between the two. These two captains, right? So, like,
I'm pretty sure Worf's in the next issue, but I don't. I think that we maybe saw a spoiler image of that, but I could be wrong.
Oh, could we?
What's maybe. Going on? I'm interested to see where this is establishing and it's going. Like, what's going? You said Data's the first officer.
Yeah.
Where's
Picard
Riker?
said Riker is on the Titan as he's captain.
So this is post Nemesis. You're saying?
No. Oh,
no,
right. Okay, so
he's kept Riker as his first officer.
There it is.
Is this a B4 Data?
No.
I think this is straight up Data.
This is Captain of the Sutherland Data.
Pre-destruction.
Yeah.
So we're in a very small window of time. You're absolutely
this is no way this headcanon. This is all silliness. It's conjecture.
You guys have closed heads.
I don't think the writers of Deep Space Nine would not.
How close.
You can see it. It's open.
I don't think that this is the story they would tell if they had the opportunity to tell it. This is what these guys did. It's curious, but I can't forgive this uniform design. It's terrible.
I'll tell you this though. I like this better than what the actual writers of the show did. Because if you watch the documentary, What We Left Behind, they pontificate on what the 8th season would be and put together the first episode.
Yeah.
And they just have him show up as like glowing light Warlock from Marvel Comics guy, and he's just like, I have returned. It's like one of those sort of entrances. Lame. Yeah. This was way better done than that.
You like this better? Okay, so this is your headcanon version, right?
Yeah.
But it's
compared to that,
we're starting to get into an ether of like Terminator, where we have so many versions of Terminator 3 at some point. It's like I don't know quite what version my headcanon chooses to interpret anymore. You don't want to fall into that. You don't want to be like a Highlander situation.
Oh, good God.
What sequel you're on. Right?
As long as we can all agree that Highlander 2 is just left out of the mix, then I think there can be peace in this world. But I do agree with Davin about the character of the return. I liked it that it was more
rebirth
on the Prophet's terms, that he doesn't have a whole lot of access to this knowledge, and that the conditions of temporality and corporality are like they're real hard limits to his ability to coexist with them, right? I do like that about it, and that they just haven't they're never going to understand how hard it is for him to download into a physical form and retain anything that they've talked about at all.
Yeah, really.
They're never going to understand that. And so the fact that they don't bother to explain anything to him, I think is absolutely par for the course for them. And the Prophet showed up as very consistent here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your points nevertheless remain, Dave. I very much like those first few pages. But yeah, then it gets pretty wild after that.
Yeah, it's not even just fan service. It's just kind of like, let's bring all these characters together and smash them together, and not
one
really...
from each show.
Yeah, and like, what's the result here? Like, nothing that exciting. Like, in my opinion, nothing that's
give it time.
Yeah,
hopefully they can build something with it, I suppose. Yeah.
Unlike TV shows sometimes and movies and stuff, the first comic book of a series is usually the worst.
But not canon. So
I'm gonna stick it in the headcanon for now. Let's move on. Let's move on to Star Trek Picard Season 2, Season 3, The In-Between.
We'll be here all night.
Exactly.
All right. Let's do at least.
So let me
one
I'll
issue of
fire
this
up
here.
an image here. Here
Star
we
Trek
go.
Picard right now has been my least favorite show.
Okay.
There he is. Kevin sipping a little vino with number 1 there.
Indeed.
Gazing at the stars.
It's a nice
Yeah.
cover.
It's a lovely
Yeah.
cover. So we open with 7 in a Starfleet uniform doing some diplomacy.
That's a nice
Do I have
uniform.
that one?
No, that's much
That's
later
different.
on. in the
That's
issue.
much later. Ignore that. Yeah.
So these, this,
Commander
Yeah.
7. No, but
She's wearing
she's actually
gold?
like.
she's wearing
no,
gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are peoples who have had long conflict, and all of a sudden they start competing about the level of their gratitude,
Yeah, they start
to
cussing each
her.
other out.
and very quickly descend back into violence. And all very soon, 7 is holding her head because it's saying failure,
Yeah. It's the new Kobayashi Maru.
which Picard has been part of redesigning.
Now it's like
He wants
diplomacy based.
to,
This is
he
after
wants to
season
make
2 of
some
Picard.
changes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's wanting to make some changes to the Kobayashi Maru, make it a little bit more tailored to people's experience and background and what would challenge them, as opposed to just the straight Kobayashi Maru test. It's a wonderful little line here. Computer, tea for 2, please. Type of tea. You know who I am.
You know who I am.
Earl Grey. Hot. It's a lovely, lovely little moment between him and the computer. And it comes down to, over tea, the fact that 7 is not convinced that she's cut out for much that's different than phasers and beat up times.
She prefers the Fenris Rangers.
She's not even sure she's cut out for something different than that, I think. And that's where she's reflecting on her time with Starfleet on Voyager, where she definitely became a member of the crew, but doesn't think at this point that her best work can be done there. So yeah, she heads away to go back to the Fenris Rangers, wherever they're currently working. Love to learn more about that organization, like where it come from, how it started. That'd be interesting.
How do they compare with the Niberite Alliance?
Right?
It seems like just like a bunch of rogues who are kind of, I don't know, have a rough. They share bank accounts and stuff, but
Yeah, and they like to beat up bad guys. It seems like, right?
yeah, they're like Lone Rangers types. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So here we are at Shadow Picard a month later. Picard and Laris are still. Oh, they're on again, off again at this point. It looks like messages from Starfleet. He's had lots of them, and he's ignoring them because he doesn't want to talk to Starfleet right now.
Who's
They
that?
swore at him.
Picard. Every night he sits outside and watches the stars. Laris says.
He doesn't want to talk to Starfleet because he's mad at them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell me you're content with your feet on solid ground. He says, I don't want to be an old relic wheeled around to bless starships and bore cadets with tired stories. That's what he fears he's going to be.
Yeah.
She
That's
says,
what
don't
they
tell me
showed
you're
him
content
as
with your
in
feet
the
on
second
solid
season.
ground. I'm not saying do it for Starfleet. Do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the side of our image here is a beautiful picture of the Stargazer. So that's where we open up. A new
Four nacelles is where it's at.
I love this class of ships.
Me too.
Even this new redesigned class of ships. It's clearly
Yeah,
not
really
the-
nice.
But they've
But it's like state of the art. They talk about how like awesome it is.
oh yeah. So Captain
Constellation.
Makara, which could be based on the Greek word makarios, makara, which would mean happy or blessed, like Felix in Latin. And they're headed back to a place called Genjor 6.
Mm-hmm.
This is somewhere that Picard visited when he had
hair.
before he joined the
Oh.
ranks of the truly
Just the
fashionable.
distinguished.
This is
That's
like
right.
2350s then.
Yeah, we jump back to 2354,
Okay.
just about a year before Maxia, I'm guessing, or somewhere
Yep.
in there.
Runs up against one of those Romulans.
they're into the new uniform at this point, but he still has hair.
That's right. So
Right.
he must have gone bald somewhere between there and Maxia, it looks like.
Is this Jack Crusher still alive yet?
We don't know.
Well, he didn't die at Maxia. He died somewhere oh God. How old is
Yeah.
Wesley when he died?
Like one. Like not even. He was a baby.
And
pretty young.
he's
Pretty young.
He has no memories of him.
he's 13 or 14 when he first comes aboard the Enterprise. And 23.
Yeah, he was like 4 years old or something like that. It was pretty small.
Yeah. So Jack Crusher may be dead by this point, but it would be very recent if he is. So they've come to this world, Genjar 6, which is just about to develop warp drive. It's got these beautiful kind of towering cityscapes in a very green landscape. Absolutely gorgeous planet. Picard says he's very tempted to beam down and say hello. Oh, just leave me there for a vacation for a month, he says. I think I've earned some shore leave. They're joking around on the bridge because, of course, his first officer is telling him you can't do that. The rule would be broken.
Mm-hmm.
When a guy named Commander Xenius shows up.
Yes. Who Picard met before at this very planet.
In what at that point is the very pride of the Romulan fleet. The Dideridex class. Although
Indeed.
this I find somewhat problematic as well. Because
the fancy new Dideridex?
The Dideridex should be unknown to them before season 1, episode 26.
Is that the first time they see them and they're all like, oh, wow.
Well,
This fancy
That's
thing?
when they say we're back.
Well, yeah.
Or maybe they just mean politically back then. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends how close they're going to see them in this comic book.
Yeah, like officially. Like there could have been skirmishes or like meetups.
Now, it's true that Picard does say that the records of this mission were immediately classified.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be why they put that line in this comic.
Mm-hmm.
So that we're not breaking that later continuity because, of course, he's going to be
a little loophole for them later on. So
yeah. And, we know that lots of people, including Will Riker, carry hefty secrets. So I suppose it's not that crazy a thing. So
this one written by Kirsten Beyer and Mike Johnson, art by Angel Hernandez.
Oh, good old Kirsten Beyer.
Yes, would you like to speak on Kirsten Beyer there, cousin?
Well, I think some of her writings have been, some are good and some are not.
She writes for Discovery. She co-created Picard the series.
Yeah. I think
she's
some of her
kind of at the reins at some of the lesser good Trek series, I guess you could say.
Interesting.
And she wrote this.
And Mike Johnson writes all the JJ comics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got more legitimacy from a canonical point of view because this writer is writing some of the shows right now. But I think that this writer is maybe my least favorite writer of the current group, next to Kurtzman himself, maybe.
Well, that's fair enough.
Fair point.
So we'll see how they do on this story then. So far, the tale brings us above Genjar 6, where there's a pre-warp civilization, but the planet contains significant psyllium deposits, which is a rare isotope with particularly interesting properties. The Romulan knows the Federation won't interfere with this world. Oh, hello, pretty kitty. You are a cat.
A cat. I am a good cat. A pretty cat.
So Picard and Xenius go back and forth
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Tell him he is a pretty cat and a good cat.
Yeah. They're like, let's both leave.
Well, they both try and ratchet up and down the importance of this thing. Let's not fight over a speck. Let's not go to war over these things.
No.
And then Picard offers up, Lieutenant Chen, transmit the coordinates for the psyllium deposits we found in the asteroid belts near Balankar.
Trades him some different deposits.
Indeed, which he was in fact lying about. Actually,
do we know that?
Does
it say that?
We weren't actually going to fire on them. He says, I don't know one way or the other. Oh, no. Sorry, I had read that wrong the first time around. He was lying about the fact that he would fire on them if they pushed him to.
Oh, okay.
She said, you're not meaning that. He's like, I don't know one way or the other, honestly.
I was going to say, that's so not Picard to lie, like completely lie about like to these deposits. That's like credibility there. That was
so it sounds like he did send them to give them coordinates for some asteroids for the psyllium, but we now return to the present, that situation having been diffused. Picard figured, okay, great, a little diplomacy, we're good. But
what rank is this Andorian? Is she an ensign?
Andorian is the captain.
Okay.
Captain Marak. Or Maraka, sorry. And her commander, Moshe, informs them, informs them that they're not picking up any life signs. Picard is confused since the planet's population numbered in the millions, tens of millions. The surface is lifeless. So they beam down to a really, has all the looks. You can just see the styrofoam rocks.
Oh, yeah.
It has all the looks of a
classic
sound set stage. This is great stuff. Right?
Could be
a pale pair of moons hang in the sky. It's really classic stuff.
Where's Armis? You expect Armis to like jump out of
right, exactly. So they're picking up strange readings, energy around. They don't know what's happened here. And they wonder if perhaps there is life here after all, when all of a sudden, kabam, they are attacked out of nowhere by creatures.
Marauders.
Run and flee. They're rescued by a fella who looks like this, whose name is Hiro, who leads them in an off into a different direction, over to 709, who happens to also be on this world.
That's the one thing I don't like about this, or the thing I like the least about this first issue. It's they just keep coming up with ways for Seven and Picard to go on missions together, and a lot of the reasoning is sort of like just cause. It's like, Seven happened to be doing some badass stuff there. It just cause.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. She popped up again. Oh, look, she shot some stuff and her ship blew up. You better beam her aboard.
So first issue thoughts before we quickly move on to the second one.
Yeah, I got to walk a dog in a few minutes here. We're going to have to wrap up.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the jump back to the Stargazer and that little story there. It's kind of tantalizing in this first issue. I found they didn't the treatment felt of the story felt surface level in this issue, and honestly, that pays off later. It was interesting. It had me asking questions the way they presented the story in the first place. What do you think, Dave?
I was okay with it. Like it's more, looking back on Picard's history and sort of, I think some of that can be interesting, but I'm still kind of trying to figure out where the story is going a little bit and what the ultimate point's going to be. But they have to tell me yet. It's okay. So I'm just hoping there's going to be a payoff.
Right.
Well, let's yada yada through issue 2.
All right, let's walk our way through. Lovely,
And
lovely cover art.
yeah, I like that. It's a good one.
It looks good.
Yeah.
We'll yada yada through this a little faster for sure.
All right, let's see how we can smash our way on through here. Okay, so we pick up on Genjor 6 27 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Romulan.
With the situation, exactly. The Romulans
And some
have just-
Remans.
and some Remans have come back and just taken the planet after
Because we
the
said Remans, cousin Jason.
Bad
so here's
news.
the Remans. We got some Remans here.
Dark elves.
She's got a baby that
Yeah.
definitely looks part Romulan that she wants him to take care of. And they're preparing to leave the planet because the atmosphere has become irreversibly toxified, which is entirely poisonous to the people of the planet. But and the Romulans are worried it's going to poison them, so they decide to leave the Remans and the people of Genjar 6 behind, and they're going to
The
take
native
off.
inhabitants.
The Reman woman here is trying to claim to Xenius that this child is his daughter and that he should take them with him, but is rebuffed by one of his aides who says,
How dare you say that?
"Would never
about
touch a Reman and get out of here," right?
Yeah.
And Xenius is perfectly happy with that story and leaves her to go.
Great guy, this Xenius.
Oh, yeah. So we come back to the present day where folks are trapped.
I have that.
They're going to get attacked by some folks, but Seven blows them up.
I don't like this dialogue. It's a little forced.
Yeah.
Hey, Jean-Luc. Hey, Seven. Oh, are we on first name basis now? What's up?
After the first couple seasons, yeah, I'd say they're on a first name basis.
So what they do find, however, is a Reman inside the wreckage of the craft that Seven blows up. They don't know what to do with this information. Hero is going to take them along with Seven down to another place. She explains that they bombed the indigenous population into submission. The Romulans did. They didn't care that their pillaging turned the atmosphere toxic to the locals. And the last
They came back for the psyllium deposits.
Yeah, the last survivors of the
Turns.
local population took refuge underground.
Yeah.
The surface.
So I found all
below
this all pretty interesting.
And it seems very typically Romulan in the way they deal with other peoples. That's what they did with the Nausicaans.
Just lie to Picard and do what you were going to do anyway.
Right, drive away, he'll leave. You just come back and take the planet, right? It's great. So they follow her to an elevator, head down underground, and find this gorgeous diorama of a shot.
Very cool. I loved this little
That's
city they built
very
down here.
What are we looking at? More crystalline entities?
No,
Well, it
this
looks
is
like
the city
a
pods that,
city in a cave with some agricultural pods.
yeah, there's like agricultural domes and things.
Biodomes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pauly
biodomes.
Shore.
Yeah, good old Pauly Shore. So iCal, this fella here in the yellow robe, has been helping the Fenris Rangers with some communications and some other things. He sent the distress call. He bypassed the jamming by virtue of a satellite he'd sent up. So Picard and they have some talk. He learns that they've been driven down underground, and that the Fenris Rangers were planning to save all of the Genjorans with their spaceship. But now that the Stargazer's here, they can split the population between the two. I have no idea how large a population this means has survived.
Can't be very big.
No, because the Enterprise could go up to a max population of 10,000 refugees.
Which is crazy considering they usually carry more like under 2,000.
Yeah, they
I think
recruit,
like the 15 was it like up to 15,000 was the personal evacuation limit of the
something like that.
Enterprise?
Yeah, if they were going to be packed in like sardines, right?
Yeah.
So I can't imagine the Stargazer could take more than like what, a couple of thousand at best.
Maybe no, yeah, like that's 2,000
Like
probably
like a few hundred, like maybe many hundreds. Like would be more my real guess. But at best,
1,500 maybe is something reasonable,
right? And like they're in cheek by jowl at that point and swiftly running out of supplies. Like I don't know how they're planning to do this, but the Fenris Rangers either have a big ship or they got a lot of ships, or the
They
population.
might have civilian transport or something like that.
Yeah, maybe so. So we Picard is feeling very obliged to help them. Up on the surface, the Marauders are enacting their own plans. They saw them go into the underground areas. They're going to enact something that is intended to draw out the off-worlders.
Yeah.
Okay. There's some more talk about what they might be able to do. The victims, after all, are the Remans as much as the Genjorans.
The Genjorans call the people on the surface the Marauders or whatever, but they're all Remans.
Yeah. And so these guys head back up to the surface to try and draw them away from the encampment down below. But what they find is a generally empty Marauder camp up above. While down below, I see Dave has already realized what's going to happen here.
Vampires?
The Marauders have
No,
come
that's
down.
the Reman. That's the
Reman.
Romulan daughter.
Yes, the Remans, including the Reman Reska, the daughter of a Romulan and a Reman, have come down below the surface, aided by Ekal.
She looks
You
totally like a
traitor.
vampire.
She does look
Yeah,
like a
she
vampire.
sort of does look like a vampire. That's what happens when you cross a Romulan with a Reman.
You're a vampire.
So she's
Yeah.
happy
That's
to
a
find
Dracula.
Yeah.
She's happy to find fresh drinking water. She
Yep.
won't have to quench her thirst with rancid rainwater.
Yeah, the surface sucks. So like being underground was actually way better.
So they
but they do have an interesting thing that they get into, I think, in issue 3 between like
Yep.
you think the Genjorians are the good guys, and it gets a little they muddy the waters here.
Yeah, so we have a little more a moment up in orbit looking around, trying to get into contact with the captain and with others, when Dederadex uncloaks.
Bum, bum, bum.
Shields up.
Shields
up. End of issue 2.
Indeed.
Sam asks, do you think Sisko will get his own series if they can tempt back Avery Brooks? Sure.
Did they leave enough money at his doorstep? Will they do it?
If there was ever a story to pick up in the
I don't know.
history
He's
of
a
Star Trek,
tenured
it's what happens
professor.
to him.
I doubt
He
there's
is a
any
tenured
need for
professor.
money for Avery Brooks. He's a tenured professor.
And a successful musician. Lots of
And he's got all the
songs,
royalties of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I'm sure those are legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to mention all those American History X royalties.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. We got a nice
Vampire face in the middle of
Vampire
Picard and Seven's
between
face.
a Picard and a 7. So here we come this way. All right.
What does that mean, Cousin Dave?
He's
Is that a reality show thing?
Survivor person.
Don't bring your reality shows to my Star Trek podcast, Sam.
So, okay. Now we open above Genjor 6 with a lovely spaceship battle.
Great shot.
Except this time,
I love how when they like really show how big a Deradex is, especially compared to this little ship that they have here, this little Stargazer.
the interesting thing here is they're saying, bring us about 0.45 and reroute power to forward shields. Maintain phaser fire on their cannons. We want to cripple the ship, not destroy it. So the dynamic between these vessels is very different now, 30 years on, right? Or 40, I suppose. So we're
It's
back.
funny though, like
underground.
even at the beginning of TNG, they're like super impressed by a Daredevil, and here, not that long later, really, they're like laughing at them.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That's how quickly the technology
Yeah.
upgrades.
Yeah, so we get a picture of a nice alien up on a Fenris Ranger ship. Here, let me show you the Fenris Ranger ship. It's an interesting kind of a design.
Yeah.
Which way is up?
I don't. I
In
think we're
space,
looking
it
at,
doesn't matter.
I think
No,
we're
but-
looking at the back of it, but I'm not sure.
There still has to be an up though, in case like when you go into gravity, there's still has to be
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, one would assume. I don't know what would up be on that one. Maybe a bi-wing thing, but I don't. So, back down underground, where they're trapped, Picard is trying to do some diplomacy.
Looks like a Borg.
Does it?
Classic.
Doesn't it?
Classic Picard style diplomacy.
This one got a compromise.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, they learn that there's a Romulan ship in system. The guard from the camp has come down and tells Reska this.
Picard
So
likes to start off with my people were once like you.
But we learned.
Yes, we learned to be better than you.
Now you
Stargazer,
can be like us. We can all be better than the rest.
Stargazer and Xenius, who turns out is the guy in the
He's back.
Daredevil.
He's friggin' back.
He is back on behalf of the Romulan Free State. The Romulan Free State.
That was interesting, I thought. Like, what's
his
kind of
planet.
happened to the Romulans since
Post.
yeah.
But that hasn't happened yet, right? Or has that happened now?
Sure, it has. That
It's
happened
happened,
in the beginning of Picard.
And here,
right. This is Picard.
they detect a half Romulan life.
Yeah.
Half Reman?
They don't care about that half.
Not
apparently.
important.
They just detect
Not
a half
important.
Romulan life. So Reska is talking to Picard on the way up to the planet, talking about when she used to lie out and look at the stars and think of all the planets she'd never be able to visit because
You're a
she's standing-
stargazer.
You are a stargazer.
Picard
Why this
says,
parley?
Yeah. She's like, "What is a stargazer? Are you insulting me?"
When Seven ambushes them and points a gun at Reska.
Picard's like, "I was doing my 'I was once like you' speech."
Right, like
Way to
I
go,
was
Seven. You
diploming
interrupted my speech.
when they
I
get
learned.
beamed away. He was diploming when they're beamed away
Yeah.
into the brig of the Romulan ship.
Mid-diplome.
Indeed, where Xenius tells them that he's there to take the planet again. He's quite happy. He's willing to put his daughter, as he calls her, his bastard, into quarters, where he says,
Nice
you're
guy.
a daughter of Romulus, even if you're only half of one, so you can
Yep.
take some quarters on the ship. Picard says, this ship is almost as old as we are. What do you plan to do with this thing?
It's like this
beaten to
tiny
pieces."
little stargazer will like make mincemeat out of your giant Aerodex.
Yeah. So he says, the glittering jewel of your Federation is too big for my ship now. So I'll do the crude thing and hold you for ransom.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure.
He decides to ransom Picard when Reska comes
Yeah.
up
Flying
Board the
in for
bridge.
revenge.
and just kills the crap out of everything. And it turns out she's going to take this ship,
Yep.
but she won't put her weapon down. And she begins to tell them why. It's because the Gengorians rejected the Remans right off the bat. The Gengorians and the Remans have been working on negotiating to try and figure out a way to live on the planet and figure out a way to
They're
work
all
together
screwed.
for everybody.
So, yeah.
And the Gengorians said, no, we're going down here. We're leaving you guys up on the surface. Goodbye.
We're gonna keep this water go away.
So
So
her
the Gengorans
rage,
were a bit of a turds.
exactly. Her rage
Yeah.
at this has made them dire enemies over the years. But in the end, she's listening.
Mhm.
And they begin bringing Federation scientists and others in to begin helping to re-terraform the world to try and bring it back to something of its reasonable state.
You know, Reska, I once knew a Borg. We called him Hugh.
Actually,
I
talking
decided
about
his
some of the
rights were
Borgs,
more important than the safety of the Federation.
we closed the issue basically where we began the story with
Yeah.
Picard and Seven talking about her relationship with Starfleet. And she says, you know, it's funny. She says, there are things that I knew that I couldn't do inside Starfleet that I could do with the Fenris Rangers. But it turns out there are things Starfleet can do that the Fenris Rangers can't. But Picard's better point here is he's quite aware that she doesn't need Starfleet to accomplish her ends. But it's Starfleet that needs her. And in the end, she says, you know what? Why don't we just let the future be the future for this 5 minutes and concentrate on the present and just enjoy our time here together?
Mm-hmm.
Which, for two old Borg, sounds like a nice way to spend the end of their issue.
Yeah. So, all right, headcanon or not, I'll go first this time. I'll put this in the headcanon. For one, it's inoffensive to headcanon. It doesn't break any huge plots or anything like that. I like Picard having another old Romulan nemesis, old Xevious or Xenius. Xevious is a very hard Super Nintendo game. Or no, regular Nintendo? Super Nintendo. So I digress. But also, I like that ending quite a bit. Also, I liked the way they muddied the waters with the Remans and the Ginjorans there, where it was like there was a little fault on both sides. So it was like a typically Star Trek complex situation to deal with. But also, yeah, that ending, because Picard is a bit disillusioned with maybe not Starfleet, but some of the people in it at this point in where we find Picard, especially after being cussed out by an admiral. You know what I mean? Like they have low opinion of him, he has low opinion of them. So but he likes the institution, so he wants it to be great. So, and he has a lot of faith in Seven. So he's like, yeah, let's make Starfleet great again. I just said that.
That's his slogan. I think for me, I put in the headcanon. Sure, it's fine. It's inoffensive, like Davin said, and it's nothing wrong with it. Although I don't think the story was necessarily that interesting, and I think that's on par with Kirsten Byers.
Agreed.
Thing. Most of her stories are just like, and that happened, and then like it's not real. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of like whatever. You move on from it.
Right.
It's lacking sort of a je ne sais quoi, I guess, but.
I agree with that totally as well.
Yeah, that's fair. There is, and I think, the places where I noticed that the most were in the moments that we actually looked on, the moments of just sudden meetings for no good, good reason in the narrative and that sort of stuff, or the forced dialogue. There's some of that stuff that does feel, not as polished, not as intelligent in terms of what they could be talking about in those moments as you'd expect from a really good episode. Although, again, I'm perfectly happy to make it headcanon. It's a nice little story. And I liked the Reska Xenius thing, too. That was an interesting play again on problems between Romulan fathers and their daughters. But this way it played the opposite way as to Tasha Yar and her daughter, right? Where Tasha Yar's daughter turns against her. In this case, Reska turns against Xenius.
All right. That sounds good. We can close the Trekle Trunk for tonight. A couple of good stories. I'm looking forward to keeping up with the Sisko story. Because I'll answer Sam's question. Who's my favorite captain? It's Captain Sisko. I know my fellow locutor Dave's favorite captain is one Jean-Luc Picard.
It's true.
What about you, cousin Dave?
Oh, it's tough. How do you? It's like picking a favorite child, but I only have one,
Yeah,
so it's
Sisko.
easy. But it's
It is easy of having one child. It's true.
yeah. But I guess it's definitely not Archer. I would say that for sure.
I'll have no Archer slander over here in the science division. He was a groundbreaker. A groundbreaker.
He's a pioneer. He's a pioneer.
Freaking right.
I thought that was AG.
Oh, we did debate that, didn't we? That's
Yeah,
true.
we did. We did. Well, this has been fun.
Yep.
Thanks again for coming by, Dave.
That's pretty funny. It's between Picard, Kirk, Sisko, or Janeway. So all of them. All right.
Except Archer.
That's a tight 4 there, Sam. It's a tight 4.
If I had to just pick one, I think it's probably Picard. But
May you go bald as well.
Runners up.
Wait, Sisko's also bald.
Janeway is probably 4th, but she's up there.
Yeah, she's great. All right. Well, let's get out of here, fellas.
All right. Well, end transmission.
Podcast.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's not end transmission quite yet.
What? You're making me repeal my end transmission?
Yes,
Belay that order.
Belay that order. Let's give a quick shout out to the...
Do we have a red alert sound we can play?
The posse. I didn't bring it. I should have. I usually have a few sound effects. Check out X-Rated on Tuesdays. We're going to finish off the Dark Phoenix Saga with a doubleheader on Tuesday. Check out Graphic Histories podcast. Actually, that has a sweet video, but we're tight for time here tonight, so I'm not going to... I'll skip it. I'll play it for you next time. Check it out, though. New season coming up. Some guests being booked. Some of them are going to do X-Rated, too. It's going to be fun. Check out Super Mater Brothers. There's a video for that, too. Also skip
Survivor, Big Brother. Don't talk to Davin about
Big Brother. Sam catches all that stuff. Trivial Debates. I'll be hosting that, the music edition number 2, sometime here.
Coming up in November, I believe.
Yeah. Check out the stuff we do here in the science division, like Class L probes, things like that. Mm-hmm. Here in this whole live long and podcast crew of us. Look at us. We're gorgeous.
We are. We're a crew.
Yeah. We are a crew.
We're going to stars. My dad was like, "What's this show about?" I'm like, "You'll find out."
Exactly. Also, check out Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn in the Hellbound podcast. Oh, and you know what? My movie podcast. Check that out. We got an episode coming up here on the 16th. Hold up, the movie podcast. We're going to do dystopian movies. We're going to review Logan's Run, Gattaca, and some horrible thing with The Rock in it that Murphy's making me watch.
Southland Tales, this guy, Kevin Smith and The Rock, and it's the Donnie Darko guy.
I can't believe this is happening to me. But, all right.
Some
happening to me, too. So it's happening to us. Just thinking about it that way.
All right, do it again, Dave, and I promise I won't belay this one.
I'm going to re-belay that on order and transmission.